Hi, we're here at the Pennsylvania Historic Marker for Fort Hunter, right here along the Susquehanna River. Stockaded blockhouse built 1755 to 56 on the site of the present Fort Hunter Museum, used to protect the frontier as a supply base and building Fort Augusta, abandoned and fell into ruins after 1763. Alright, so we're gonna check this out and see what's all here, folks.
Today we talk about Fort Hunter. Fort Hunter was named after Robert Hunter, who was a pioneer who had previously settled there. Its erection was probably commenced by the settlers around about October or November 1755. This was immediately after the massacre at Penn's Creek. This was one of those officially sanctioned forts, and it was actually off of Fort Augusta, which was up in Sunbury. This was sort of because of where it was stationed on sort of a turn of the Susquehanna. It was important to be able to be used as a supply house as well. It was commanded by a Captain Thomas McKee and a Captain James Patterson. Patterson was actually part of Lieutenant Colonel William Clapham's Augusta Regiment, and this was the only defense in this area that was not under the command of Colonel Conrad Weiser. This was used until 1764 when the hostilities ended, but nonetheless this was one of the most important forts during the French and Indian War. It was essential in the area simply because it was once again, it was one of those forts like the ones we talked about before, like Fort Manada, Fort Swatara, Fort Henry. We'll eventually visit Barnett's Fort, which that was more, it did house troops, but it was not one of these officially sanctioned forts. But this was used directly, I think, with taking supplies up from Philadelphia and those areas to up to Fort Augusta, because that was going to be one of the biggest ones up in Sunbury. But this eventually, I guess it got, after a termination of hostilities in 1764, was bought by the McAllister family and became what's known now as the Fort Hunter Mansion Park. And they had built a dairy there, they had a tavern as well. Many other different things. This was also known for being one of the places in the local area that used slaves of African descent as well. There's actually a slave cemetery there right near, which we will visit at some point, but has a lot of history, some of it good, some of it not so good, but we will definitely come back here again because there's a lot more to be told over the timeline of its history and what its different uses were, the importance to the general region. It became a big community center. And with that, we will say thanks for coming along again, and we will see you all about town. Thanks, everybody.